What's up, guys? It's you, One Bit Universe, and this is going to be Steven Universe Reaction Episode 7, Drop Beat Dad. Now, I know so if you already know the shtick, and welcome back, Steven Universe, Steven Bomb, through yesterday. I'm only speeding by this because I did this whole entire introduction last time, but I forgot I didn't have the video up, and not many things were going on, so I just had to restart. But if you already know the shtick, head off into the link in the description below for the reaction. If you feel like listening to my voice, then come on back, because, you know, you're always welcome. But you can always just go about your daily life. Now, from what I know so far about Steven Universe from the last previous episodes and the previews that I watched, Steven learned a new power of how he can control the descent and motion of his falling. He can kind of control it, yet kind of not. Well, you know, from the whole Garnet thinking that he's just going to float down when he just came. Still, one of the funniest moments in Steven Universe history. And the fact that he jumped up so high he hit the ceiling. So he still probably has some things to work out with it. And for the sneak peeks that I saw, which was with Bismuth and Mr. Greg, I can't wait until those two particular episodes comes out. Bismuth for obvious reasons, and Mr. Greg because it seems like a interesting take. I don't know if Mr. Greg is supposed to be the title of the episode or that's just the song number. But either way, I can't wait, and we're just going to get started. So link in the description below for the Google Drive, of course. And yeah, I've been waiting too long for this. Like most Steven bombs. 3, 2, 1, now. Alright. Well, okay. Alright, before I get the elephant in the room with the whole ending dealio, I'm gonna just talk about this episode. Alright, I like the new development that we got between the family of... Darn it. Hold on. We got the development between Marty, Sour Cream, and Yellowtail. Marty was the manager to Greg Universe, as we all know from the flashback episode, and Marty is apparently this true father who had Sour Cream with hold on, let me see here. What's her Vidalia, and that makes a little bit more sense considering that Onion had the whole language thing with Yellowtail, and Sour Cream didn't, but he did develop it over time, or at least he knew it, and he just rather, you know, use English. But I can see now that in the Steven Universe, or like canonically, hold on, I didn't put my charger in, but canonically, that language that the Onion family does is in fact another language, and they just they can switch between that if they want to. Not sure if Onion's like the one who just doesn't want to use English along with Yellowtail, but at least we have two that do know English and we can understand them like that. Now, Marty. I actually admire Marty on one aspect and not admire him on every other aspect in the entirety. If there's one thing you can take away from this episode, you could say at least Marty is being what he was, and that was a manager to a person he used to manage. And I'm not entirely sure how the music business works, neither will I try to look it up and try to fully understand it, but as I know from any knowledge that I can get from managership, managers are meant to, get your accumulation of money and then give it to you once you get it, which is why the big reveal of the $10 million that Greg got is just a thing. From the sneak peek of Mr. Greg, I was wondering where did he get the type of money to do this whole bunch of stuff. Was he always like this? Was he holding out this entire time? Turns out his revenue from his times of being a rock star just now came in. It just took a while to get it. It's like an investment. If you invest a certain amount of money in this particular time period, wait a long time, that money will accumulate into a lot more money, and then you'll just be happy that you did it before. Kind of like, you know, what people need to do. Because it actually does work, and it really is worth it once you get that money. It's like finding $20 and you're in pants you haven't worn in a long time, and you're really desperate for like a soda or something. That's right there is like one of the things you gotta think about. Now, as for Yellowtail, Sour Cream, and Marty in and of themselves, the whole dad dynamic is always a good thing to touch upon because I love family dynamics in many different types of shows. And Drop Beat Dad is, of course, a play on, Deadbeat Dad, and this is how that episode worked. And for anyone who thought for a solid second that Marty wasn't going to use this entire propaganda to promote whatever the heck he was trying to do, you have a lot more hope and faith in people than I do. But but with the whole dynamic from what Sour Cream can now do with Yellowtail, they now have their own mutual understanding of he doesn't want to be a fisherman, he wants to do this whole rape gimmick, and it's just like, okay, let you do it, let you do what you love. This guy ruins it, I'm gonna be a better stepdad. So got that much. And now Greg has $10 million. I wonder if in the episode where we saw the Mr. Greg sneak peek, will he blow all that money on that one episode? I would be shocked if I know anyone who can just destroy $10 million in the span of a few days, okay? That would be interesting to see. But but as Marty said, he was legally obligated to pretty much do this, and he said, "Well, don't say I never gave you anything." Well, let's just say you better had given him that, or I'm pretty sure that's like liable to sue because that's his money that you're harbinging and stuff. But whatever. Again, I'm not entirely in depth with the music industry, so if that's how it works, that's how it works, and if it doesn't, well, I don't let's not go too far into it. But what to take out of this episode is, if you're a deadbeat dad, don't use your son for your own personal gain. That's stupid, and you're stupid. And another thing to take from, let your son be who they want to be, and don't knock your father because he had a passion that you don't have. I guess that's what you can take from it. I'm not entirely sure with the whole moral aspect of many shows. Even My Little Pony still daps me in with the whole moral gimmick. But you know what I mean. I take away from episodes what I take away from episodes. It can have lasting effects on whoever is watching it. But this was a great episode nonetheless. And just good development. And now we have the setup to probably what's coming up next. And want to see how Greg is going to get Pearl with him and Steven to go to the hotel and pretty much like blow a whole bunch of money. Because if I got $10 million, the first thing I would do is not that. There's a lot of things I would do with $10 million. Like, first off, I would buy some ice cream. That's step one to my $10 million plan of what I'm going to be doing with that kind of money. But let's just say I'm not going to buy a house, I'm not going to be all this stuff because I would just help out my family. Now I'm just making this personal to myself. Let's end this off this episode because I'm okay. You can say I get this way because I'm jealous. He got $10 million. I want $10 million. I'm just gonna go on to the next episode. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.